Growing up, it seemed my parents always had a paper out. Back in those days, you used to have to not only deliver the papers, but also collect. I can remember a time when myself and my little brother happened to be with my mom when she was out collecting. She parked the little car that we used to deliver papers in, and she ran up to knock on our door to collect some money that was owed. The car began to roll backward into the street. I panicked, jumped over the seat, somehow got my hands on the emergency brake and pulled the brake. My mom says I was a cautious kid. I don't remember taking risks consciously. I was always getting hurt, but it wasn't calculated. At times I have had to take what I believe are calculated risks, but I don't like putting myself in danger. I don't want to get hurt. I understand the consequences of getting hurt. I'm ready to be done with this roof. Ironically, my wife was a little different. Her brothers still are pretty crazy, and they have the battle scars to show it. I remember one of the very first times I met my wife. It was at a weekend get-together with a bunch of high school kids out at the river. I had just started dating one of my wife's good friends. When I showed up to this party, I noticed my girlfriend at the time was riding on the back of a three-wheeler with my wife. At the time, like I said, I barely knew my wife, and I watched my wife and her friend, who happened to be my girlfriend, jump that three-wheeler further than I thought they should have, and jumped it in a way where it made me nervous. I remember going to my girlfriend at the time and telling her to get off the three-wheeler with that girl and making the comment that she was crazy. Little did I know that the girl on the three-wheeler would someday be the mother of my 5 children. My wife probably took more risks than I did when we were kids. She would jump off the cliff at the lakes that the boys wouldn't jump off of. She was always trying to show the boys up a little bit. The tin is slippery. Even with my shoes on, it's slippery. I've tried to go back and put screws in all the existing holes, sealing up the roof as best as I can. And even with my tension against that strap, my feet are slipping. I don't like the feeling. I don't like relying on that strap. Now, somewhere along the way when we started our YouTube channel, I read an article that recommended interacting with comments. Now, many of you I recognize for the positive comments, but we've gotten to a place now where there always seems to be an idiot with an opinion. And recently somebody made a comment about karma and that I deserve to fall off the roof. Now, when I was in my mid-20s, I had a very nice four-wheeler, probably a $6,000 to $8,000 four-wheeler at the time, and I actually had it sold. I put it on eBay and actually had it sold for somewhere around $7,000. That weekend, the four-wheeler got stolen, and for whatever reason, I was still young enough that I remembered thinking to myself, maybe this is karma for some of the stupid things I did when I was a kid. I remember thinking to myself that hitting the trash cans with the truck or bashing somebody's mailbox with a baseball bat somehow equated to my $7,000 four-wheeler getting stolen. Now, as I matured through life, I developed this idea that karma is a real thing. That it's probably better to live my life in a way where I've done enough good that I don't have to worry about the consequences of karma. I do believe that karma is a universal law. Not really a religious law as much as it seems to be a universal law. My dad used to say, be careful what you send out because it's likely to come back tenfold. And I would hope that I've done enough and will continue to do enough that karma is on my side. Now, to think that some idiot with a keyboard would again think that just because I'm not using OSHA approved tie-offs on my roof that I deserve to fall off on my head is interesting to me. Now, a lot of you that consistently watch our channel and have positive things to say, and even at times may offer opinions and criticisms, but do it with kindness in your heart. I respect these comments and opinions, and I appreciate suggestions. But why somebody finds joy in being consistently negative, I'll never understand. And this goes back to opening yourself up to the rest of the world and thinking that somehow these superficial relationships that only exist through screen and keyboard are fulfilling enough to pass judgment on somebody based on karma. Anyway, I want the roof done. I don't want to take any more chances with the roof. I thought I could walk down on the lower 2 feet of the roof and finish screwing off the lower section, but I just don't like the feeling that I get that close to the edge. So I'll use the backhoe and the ladder to finish that lower portion off. But the front side is basically done. All right, I'm basically done with the front half. I have maybe one more piece to get put up, but I don't want to stand on the tin to install it. It is a little bit slick, and I'm not going to push the limits of that strap that I'm using. The front's basically done. My day is cut short today because I've got to take about an hour drive and go see a GI specialist. So I should be able to get up here tomorrow and get this done. Again, I'm really happy with the way it's going together. I'm not hitting the rafters as often as I really intended on, but it's not necessary. And what I decided to do is go back and put screws in every single hole, existing hole that was in the tin. and then the lower 2 feet, again, I don't want to stretch out and get that close to the edge while standing on tin. So what I'm probably going to do is come around from the front side and use the bucket and the ladder and get up on the front side and screw off that lower 2 feet. And then I think I'm going to have to trim about a 1/2 inch all the way across off of it to make it square. And then I'll have to hit it with some sort of a sealer to keep it from rusting on that spot. But it's going fast. The backside is obviously going to take longer as I have to cut many more pieces of tin, and then I'm going to make the flanges around the attic vents and around the sewer vents and the chimney. I'm going to make these roof jacks, more or less. I'm going to make them out of the corrugated tin and try and get it really tight and snug, and just keep moving forward. I mean, that's all I can do. You know, for the last nearly 7 months, I've been dealing with some issues, and our local doctor handed me off to this GI specialist. And so, you know, I had a bunch of tests done, and I was really hoping that I had some gnarly case of Giardia or something like that from maybe drinking water out of the creek. But about 3 weeks ago, everything came back clean, which now means it's a more significant issue. But hopefully, it's something that I can deal with as far as maybe an autoimmune disorder or something like that. That's what they're trying to say it is. Anyway, once the tin is done. Tomorrow I should be able to get the tin done, and then tomorrow I should be able to get most of the backside done, and I should be able to get back to getting ready to pour concrete. The weather is perfect. We're supposed to get a little bit of rain later this week, but I want to get the front porch poured. I want to get the dirt moved behind me. I want to get the driveway fixed. And I have a chance at another excavator, possibly. I'll know tomorrow for sure. I actually have an option where I may be able to trade my backhoe for a comparable sized excavator. I'm not quite ready to get rid of the backhoe, but I could use that excavator up on the hill for both cleaning up the trees, and I still am going to try and dig some trenches to capture some water up there. So the next few days are going to be kind of interesting days. We'll see where this doctor's appointment goes, and hopefully I can find something positive and maybe put this behind me at some point in the near future. But